Good afternoon and welcome to Premier League Live on this Premier League Sunday here on LFS Match Day 12. We've already seen 5 Premier League games yesterday. We have 5 more to come for you today, including 4 at 2 o'clock. Our feature game is at the London Stadium as West Ham host Nottingham Forest. 2 teams in the bottom half looking for a top half place by the end of today with 3 points. Well, let's get the teams and see where we stand for both teams today. David Moyes has made 3 changes to the side that beat Olympiacos in the Europa League on Thursday night. Alphonse Areola returns in place of Lukasz Fabianski in goal, while Konstantinos Mavropanos and Said Benrahma make way for Kurt Zouma and Thomas Souček. The teams are as follows: Areola in goal, a back 4 of Vladimir Sofal, Kurt Zouma the captain, Naif Aguirre and Emerson Palmieri. A midfield of Edson Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček, with an attack in 3 of Mohamed Kudus, Lucas Paquetá and Jared Bowen. For Nottingham Forest, and Steve Cooper names the same starting 11 as he did for the 2-0 win over Aston Villa last Sunday afternoon. After keeping a clean sheet on his debut, Odysseas Vlachodimos retains his place in goal ahead of Matt Turner. So he starts in goal. They have a back 4 Forest of Ola Aina, Moussa Niakate, Murillo and Harry Toffolo. A midfield 3 of Orel Mangala, Ibrahim Sangare and Nicolas Dominguez, with a front 3 of captain Morgan Gibbs-White, Anthony Alanga and Taiwo Awoniyi. Both benches look like this: Fabianski, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Kerrer, Mavropanos, Fornals, Ings, Benrahma and Antonio for West Ham, and for Forest, Turner, Williams, Aurier, Bolly, Kouyaté, Danilo, Yates, Wood and Divock Origi. Strong benches for both teams, who start the day in the bottom half and are looking to get into the top 10 this afternoon. Of course, a lot more results need to go their way, and we have 3 other games getting underway at 2 o'clock this afternoon. In the Premier League, as Fulham head to Villa Park to face Unai Emery's Aston Villa, Brighton host bottom of the table Sheffield United at the Amex, and Liverpool face Brentford at Anfield, where today the Reds could end the day at the top of the table, or joint top of the table, with 3 points. Those are our 4 games kicking off at 2 o'clock, and we will have kick-off from the London Stadium in just a moment. Welcome to Premier League Live. We are now observing a moment of reflection on this Remembrance Sunday weekend, as the last post is played around all the Premier League grounds this afternoon and this weekend to remember all of those who lost their lives during war. The last post quite magnificently played there at the London Stadium, and we will be getting underway in the footballing terms of things in just a moment, as we will be around the grounds this afternoon. They're already underway at the Amex. They're quick to get started this afternoon. There we go. They want to get going pretty quickly at the Amex. They're underway. I will update you from all the scores from around the grinds this afternoon as they come into us. So you'll miss absolutely nothing this afternoon from the Premier League here on LFS, with the 4 games live kicking off at 2 o'clock. Jared Bowen starting up front for West Ham today. Mikel Antonio on the bench this afternoon is an interesting one. Captain Kurt Zouma as well for West Ham at centre-back. They'll be looking to build on that win over Olympiacos in the week as we are underway then. Nottingham Forest get us underway. West Ham in their traditional claret and blue, and Nottingham Forest in their away kit of white shirt with light blue stripes, with light blue shorts and light blue socks. Here's Kudus early on. And this is a real kind of battle really between these two teams. This is what we like to see, battles between the teams in the bottom half, because they're such tight games at times. More often than not, they're all really close games and all come down to one maybe incident in a game, or one goal, or one dramatic event. And that's what makes it ever so exciting this afternoon for this one. Here's Emerson breaking down the left-hand side. Aina, who defended fantastically well last weekend against Aston Villa, does well, and that will go out for a Nottingham Forest throw in there. An early positive from the home side, or the away side, sorry. And they've been able to score 4 goals inside 5 minutes this season, Nottingham Forest. So they know they can have a quick start. They love a quick start, the visitors. West Ham will, I'm sure, be very aware of that. Here's Alvarez for West Ham. Down the right hand side is Kudus. Back to Alvarez. Kudus occupying that wide right position. Covered over nicely there by Anthony Alanga is Kudus, and has to go back to Kurt Zouma. Through the middle was Paquetá, gives it back to Aguirre. Aguirre with a switch ball, finds Kudus, chested down, overlap of Sofal if he wants it, but he's looking towards the infield. Has to go back to Alvarez with options there. Alvarez with a cross. Not really properly cleared away by Niakate, but Aina helps out defensively. And West Ham just about keep it in. Thought that was going to run for a Forest throw, but West Ham keep it in on that left-hand side. Here's Alvarez. Kudus trying to use his pace. Well marked there by Dominguez, but then gets away from it. And now Forest have it back. Here is Nicolas Dominguez. Oh, he's made a mistake. Here's Lucas Paquetá. Lovely goal. Beautiful from Lucas Paquetá. Pounces on the mistake from Nicolas Dominguez, runs right through and strikes it into the bottom right corner. Dominguez will be devastated, and West Ham, they know Forest love an early goal, and they've beaten them at their own game. West Ham 1, Forest 0 after just 3 minutes. It's just poor from Nicolas Dominguez, far too easy. He's just too casual on the ball. You see it here. You just have the ball here, Forest. Dominguez sees the space. He's got loads of space and time. He just hits it off his fellow player in Sangare. It's just latched upon by Lucas Paquetá. And he's not going to give up that opportunity. He sees it right in front of him. And he's only got one option. And he takes it and slots it beautifully. Left-footed into the far right corner. Bouncing past Vlachodimos, who won't keep a clean sheet this week. And a fantastic early goal for West Ham United, who are looking for their first Premier League win since September. They've started really, really well to get onto that train of getting a Premier League win. And they have our first goal of the afternoon. We've another goal to tell you about, and we'll get to that in a second. After we just re-examine ourselves and just chill out a bit. It's just so easy, that from West Ham. I mean, it was poor initially from Dominguez, who was absolutely fantastic last week in attack. but just too casual in the midfield there, Forest. And West Ham's press worked out fantastically well. It wasn't even a pressure, it was an unforced error, but West Ham pushing up so high allowed them to have that advantage when Forest did make the mistake and they had bodies up the pitch. Alvarez. Here's Emerson. West Ham looking to now take full control of this game after taking an early lead. Ward-Prowse. Here is the goal scorer, Paquetá. Back to Emerson. And now here's Soucek coming deeper. Paquetá. Out to Kurt Zouma. Zouma through the middle. Lovely turn of pace by Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse has space to run into here. Down the left hand side is Paquetá. Paquetá's cross. It's actually Palmieri's cross. Hits off Ola Aina and will go up behind for a corner. And we have that goal to tell you about. It's at the Amex. And bottom of the table, Sheffield United are behind early on. It's Brighton that have taken the lead. It's Simon Adingra with the early goal to put Brighton 1-0 to the good. It's still goalless at Villa Park and at Anfield at the moment. We'll update you if anything changes. Corner taken quickly from West Ham, gone short. And the follow-up delivery is all the way through and behind for a goal kick. It's some finish by Paquetá. It's a lovely finish. Straight strike. It takes a bounce just before the goalkeeper can get anywhere near it. And Vlachodimos has no chance. You only saw one kind of outcome. Once Forest had made that mistake, there was only going to be one outcome. And that was a West Ham goal. Forest have a throw in here on the right hand side though. 6 minutes gone. So they won't score within the first 5, Forest, this time round. Long ball forward. Awonyi latches onto that one. High up on the right hand side here, Forest with Sangare. Have to go all the way back though. All the way, right the way back to Moussa Niakate. Murillo. Mangala. Now to Toffolo. Hits it straight off. Kudus there and will win the throw in there, Harry Toffolo. Well, I really wonder what Steve Cooper will be thinking. You know, they're going to stay compact, hard to beat, difficult away ground to go to. And they've just conceded within 3 minutes from a mistake of their own. I mean, it's kind of very disappointing start. Here's Morgan Gibbs-White though. Forest will not give up yet, or nowhere near yet at this point. But that's nice football. Ball through the middle. Awonyi trying to link it up. Kept alive by Dominguez, but then West Ham can't clear their lines. And Alanga felt he was taken out there by Kudus. It's just going to be a throw-in. It was a flying challenge there from Mohamed Kudus. Came bursting in, trying to go for Alanga. Both kind of really collide after touching the ball, and it's a physical start. Wow, there you go. Well, Forest have a throw-in. Niakate to take. It'll be a long one into the box. Right the way through. Cleared away by Alvarez. Not fully cleared though. And now West Ham can get on the counter-attack. Here's Emerson down the left-hand side. He's got varied options. Finds Paquetá in a bit of space. Back to Ward-Prowse. And West Ham, from that difficult position defensively, have worked their way out and are in control. Alvarez. Now Sofal down the right-hand side. Comes back towards his own goal and back to Kurt Zouma. Sofal. Back to Areola. And that's where I'm talking about West Ham looking to build on that kind of positive result against Olympiacos, being able to hang on to that result on Thursday night. Coming into this one with a spring in their step, really. Although Forest would have been coming into this one with a spring in their step after that massive victory against Villa last Sunday afternoon. They were absolutely top class last weekend. Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa were well below par, but credit to Forest for taking their opportunities and getting the 3 points. This is a completely different game. They might play in the same colours, Villa and West Ham, but they're two very different teams in the way they approach the football. Here's Ola Aina. Nice break down the right. Has to cut it back to Sangare. Now Mangala keeps it alive. Aina in a bit of space. Aina over the top. Awonyi looked to be making the run, and West Ham defend that well through Aguirre. And now Kudus brings it down. Challenged that, swiped that a couple of times there was Mohamed Kudus, but he did keep the ball. Ward Price. Alvarez. Sofal. Breaking down the right. Infield to Kudus. Lovely 1-2. Sofal. Trying to get past his man. And that's well defended, Alanga. And got a goal kick. But the West Ham fans and the West Ham players felt that there was a corner, but the officials disagreed. So, nothing doing there. Goal kick Forest, which will allow them to have a bit of a let off. Nottingham Forest. Toffolo finds Alanga. Awonyi trying to link it all up and does so. Sangare back to Mangala. Ibrahim Sangare. Gibbs White. Out wide to Aina. Feeds it back to Gibbs White on that right flank. Trying to use his skill to get past his man, but that's cleared away by West Ham, and Forest will have it at the back again. Here's Murillo. Trying to step in to the action. Switches it out to the right. It's a lovely ball by Murillo. Gibbs White with the early delivery. Too much on that one, but Alanga will pick it up on the left. Up against Sofal. Alanga chops it into the box. Dominguez cleared away. Toffolo whips it in, and a header. What a save by Areola. Massive opportunity for Forest to level it there. They kept a bit of sustained pressure, and it's Taiwo Awonyi with the header on target. It's a lovely cross from the left-hand side from Harry Toffolo. And Taiwo Awonyi, up above everyone else, forces a fantastic save out of Alphonse Areola to deny him. Great save. But a very, very good opportunity for Forest. Throw in taken. Headed away in the box. Followed up by Bowen. Kept alive by Forest though. Mangala now finds Gibbs White at the byline. Chops it back. Cross comes in. Again too high. But Alanga will pick it up again on the left. Toffolo. Back in field to Dominguez. Pressure from Forest. More impressive the last few moments. Been able to sustain pressure and sustain the possession for longer periods. Here's Murillo. Down the left hand side. Alanga. Infield to Toffolo. Up against Sofal. Toffolo with a flick across. Linking it up with Dominguez. And now Toffolo will win a throw in. There, Harry Toffolo. For Nottingham Forest. Although Vladimir Sofal felt there was something in that. Referee disagrees. I'd say so too. The referee this afternoon, Michael Salisbury. Ooh. Well, yeah. He did go over the top of the ball there, to be fair. Harry Toffolo. He's got a point there, Sofal, but I don't think that's anything more than it. There's really nothing in that, really, for me. He attempted to go for the ball. Here's a long throw in from Niakate. Right the way through. West Ham do get the first head on it and clear it away. And now Kudus trying to break away. Although Forest have cover just about, but no they don't. Ward Price breaks away. Here's Kudus. The 3-on-1. Finds Paquetá running through. Slightly marked, and Paquetá's shot is quite tame in the end. Such an opportunity for West Ham on the counter-attack, just as Forest thought they had cover. It's a poor ball through the middle. Just trying to recover it at the last second. Ward Price skips past his marker. Finds it to Kudus. Kudus tries to find Paquetá in the middle. He's just marked at the last second. There's a challenge. I think it's Murillo that puts him off. And then Paquetá tries to scoop it out from the ground. And there's not much power in that one of Vlachodimos with a simple catch. But West Ham looking very, very threatening on the counter. And now there's an issue here for Murillo. He's been a fantastic player since he's come into the Forest team, Murillo. Could be under a bit of a problem here, as he's just getting a bit of treatment. Just update you from around the grounds. It's still Aston Villa 0, Fulham 0 at Villa Park. Villa have had a penalty ruled out. The penalty was given on the field, but VAR had ruled it out after review. That was Ollie Watkins that was fouled, but Villa have had the early opportunity. 75% of the ball for Villa early on. Brighton still lead Sheffield United by a goal to nil. They've had all the pressure since that goal. Simon Adinger with the opener, and it's been all Brighton since. 77% of the ball for Brighton. It's been all Liverpool at Anfield as well. Liverpool 0, Brentford 0. In that one, Liverpool have had 72% of the possession and most of the opportunities so far. Darwin Nunez just had a chance from a tight angle. But nothing doing there, still 0-0. And of course, West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Don't forget, we've one more Premier League game coming up this weekend, and it's a cracker at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea against Manchester City, 4:30 this afternoon. That will be on LFS. That's a poor clearance from Areola. We're back underway. Then after Murillo just got a bit of treatment, and nothing doing there. Murillo is up and he is fine, and he's on the ball. Goes back to Vlachodimos. Sangare. Aina. Back to Niakate, and now Murillo. Forest starting to have more of the possession after West Ham or early West Ham dominance on the ball. Here's Sangare. Morgan Gibbs-White tried to flick it on for Aina, but that was blocked, and it will be a Forest throw-in on the right-hand side. Niakate. Murillo. 16 and a bit minutes gone here at the London Stadium, and West Ham lead through that Lucas Paquetá goal inside 3 minutes from that Forest mistake. But they've been quite good ever since, Nottingham Forest. They've come into the game a bit more in the last 5-10 minutes. They're creating more chances. Here's Toffolo. Tries to feed a ball across. That's half cleared by West Ham. Come under deep pressure now. Sitting a lot deeper, West Ham, than they were. Niakate. Now Aina. Out in the right-hand side is Gibbs-White. Trying to create something here for Forest in a tight spaces. Finds it to Sangare. Trying to get past Paquetá, but does well there. Lucas Paquetá wins it back for West Ham. Are at the back here with Aguer. Paquetá in the left. Trying to feed it up the line. Or down the line. Whatever you want to say. Niakate with the clearance. Beautifully brought down by Paquetá, and then run away from Bowen. Forest have it back. Trying to play a through ball. West Ham battling for the ball. Winning the ball momentarily, and Kudus was fouled there while he was trying to win the ball off Harry Toffolo, and that will be a West Ham free kick. Very frantic game. Neither side can, in those high pressure moments, neither side can really keep possession. It's kind of a bit of a scrap fest in the midfield whenever they're trying to keep the ball. But at the moment, still hanging in the balance. Although West Ham have the lead, I wouldn't say that Forest are being dominated at this moment in time. Far from it, I would say. Here's Areola for West Ham. Kurt Zouma. Alvarez trying to target Vladimir Sofal. Had made the run, but that was dealt with well by Forest. Cleared away, and then the ball came right back to Kurt Zouma, who had to clear it. Lovely takedown by Kudus. Great skill, and he will get the free kick off Ora Mangala. That'll be a free kick to West Ham. And the referee was going to play advantage, but realised that Kudus had gone to ground, and Wasn't really much of an advantage there for West Ham in the end, and it's a very late challenge. Well, it's kind of just a collision, actually, more than anything. Mangala going for the ball. Both teams both going for the ball, but I think it's Mangala, the fact that he tries to shove Kudus down, is what gives away the foul. In which they've taken that free kick already, West Ham. Paquetá. Ward-Prowse. Here's Kurt Zouma. Stepping in and breaking forward. Out to the right-hand side is Sofal. Has space. Whips across in. Sofal. Back post. Paquetá trying to connect. Bowen was there too, but cleared away by Forrest. Lovely. Aguirre. Now out to the left is Paquetá again. Bowen. First real involvement. Niakate battling with Bowen. Bowen trying to get past the Forest defender, and Niakate does well. And we'll go out for a West Ham throw, though. But that was nice from West Ham. Zouma to Sofal, and Sofal's cross right to the back post. And Paquetá looked like he was trying to hit it first time. He kind of mishit it. Didn't really get the connection he wanted on it. And Bowen was also there, but he couldn't get the right connection either. And that's close again for West Ham, creating chances. Not finding the finish on them, a couple of them though. We have a goal at Anfield, I believe. I think there might be a VAR check. We'll confirm that for you in a second. As Paquetá breaks forward again for West Ham. Bowen trying to get past Mangala. Will win the throw-in. It's just over 20 minutes gone here at the London Stadium, and it's West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 0. And just want to see the replay of this. Simicast down the left-hand side. Jota in miles of space for Liverpool. Jota down the left-hand side, working his way into the box, cuts it back to the edge of the box, and Szoboszlai finds it through, and Nunez with the finish. But the flag did go up initially from it. Whether that will be a goal or not to Liverpool, we will find out. But the VAR will be making sure of that. Meanwhile, Forest have just had a breakaway down the left. It's Alanga getting past, trying to get past Sofal, and will win the free kick off Vladimir Sofal, who has just been booked for the first time this season. Still that VAR check going on for that Liverpool goal, and it has been disallowed, as it was on the field. Darwin Nunez in an offside position when he received the ball, so therefore it is not a goal. Cross whipped in, headed clear by West Ham. Mangala recycles the ball. Aina. Gibbs White in a very deep position after taking that free kick. Finds Niakate. Or a Mangala back to Niakate. So goalless at Anfield it remains. Update you if anything changes from around the grounds. And any of those. Oh, it looked very tight actually. And just in the replay of the VAR screen, it was very, very tight, that. Although, obviously it is. Oh, Sofal sliding in there. Could have given away a penalty. Remember, he's just on a yellow card. Alanga's making that point to the referee. Just say it again. Toffolo's ball down the left-hand side. And Sofal and Alanga, it's more of a collision and a come together rather than a foul either way. So a corner it will be to Forest, as the last touch was of Vladimir Sofal, which Morgan Gibbs White will take. Just confirmation that the Liverpool goal has been disallowed completely for offside from Darwin Nunez, so it is still 0-0 at Anfield. Corner for Forest, left-hand side. Gibbs White to take. Will be a right-footed delivery, right deep into the box. Headed clear by Zouma. Dominguez gets the away from him. Can't gather the ball, and now Ward-Prowse leads it on down the left. Here's Paquetá down the left-hand side for West Ham on the break. Trying to come infield, and that one was a bit wayward. And Forest, trying to clear their lines, end up putting it out for a West Ham throw. And there we go. West Ham still look very threatening on that counter-attack, though. I think twice that Forest have had corners or free kicks or set pieces, and West Ham have been quite frantic on the break. got the pace and the power on the break, and have almost caught them out twice. And Paquetá seems to be the main man at the moment for West Ham. He seems to be the man that's creating a lot of their attack and play so far for the Hammers. Here's Emerson. Paquetá back to Emerson. All the way back to Aguirre. In his own half, who will trying to go for the long diagonal to find Sofal. Lovely chest by Vladimir Sofal, and he's through here, puts the cross in just ahead of Jared Bowen. Bowen was making the run, but Sofal was just trying to find an area. He wasn't targeting Bowen, just put it into an area and hoping that someone would find the finish, but it was just a few yards ahead of Jared Bowen there. It was a lovely switch ball by Aguirre, spots the space for Sofal. He just chests it past Alanga, gets the cross into the box Sofal, and it's just slightly ahead of Jared Bowen. If you'd find the connection there, Bowen, you would have bet your house on it being 2-0 to West Ham, but couldn't get the connection. Here's Sangare. It all ended up going out for a Forest throw in the end. That phase of play. Here is Mangala. Finds Sangare. Now Toffolo. Down the left is Alanga. Lovely skill pass. Sofal. Alanga with a cross. That's poor. Straight at Alphonse Areola there from Anthony Alanga. Nice turn of pace and nice skill to get past Vladimir Sofal. I'm sure that'll be something he'll be targeting more, with Sofal now on a yellow card, having to watch himself. We have goals from around the grounds again. VAR checks, of course, to be done. But we have a goal, I believe, in the two games that we don't have a goal in, and that's Anfield and Villa Park. We'll get to those in a moment once VAR ratify those goals for you. Aguirre steps in, has the ball. There might be another Liverpool offside from their goal. They do have led 1-0 twice. They've had the ball in the net twice, but they might be offside twice. And we'll see. Oh, what a save. The ball's in the net again at Anfield, but the flag goes up again at Anfield. And that will be another VAR check. Darwin Nunez again with a finish. We will see what happens there, although Villa have taken the lead, and I think that has been ratified, so there's no issues there. Aston Villa do lead. Anthony Robinson own goal for Villa has them 1-0 up against Fulham at Villa Park, and we will await to see what happens at Anfield. Darwin Nunez is in an offside position. It's quite clear. I mean, I don't know what he's doing there. He's miles offside. He should just leave the ball. Baffling. So twice Liverpool have the ball in the net, and twice it's been disallowed by VAR. Right, back to the London Stadium, and we'll update you if anything changes from around the grounds again. Here's Sofal with this throw in, taken down. Ward-Prowse. Now Paquetá finds Ward-Prowse again on the edge of the box. Ward-Prowse finds Souček, trying to find Bowen. That's well marshalled there by Niakate to get the goal kick there against Jared Bowen. Nice physicality from the Forest centre-back. Really, really good defending by Moussa Niakate. Just holding off Jared Bowen. Can be a right pain in the backside of defenders, Jared Bowen. Maybe third time's lucky for Darwin Nunez this afternoon, my goodness. Vlachodimos with a long clearance. First header won by Aguirre. Ward-Prowse gets the second one and taken down by Emerson. Finds Ward-Prowse on the left. Flicks it round the corner, trying to find Bowen, and Vlachodimos does well. Comes bombing out and gets the catch on the ball inside his own 18-yard box to deny Bowen a chance. But again, they're starting to find the spaces, find the runs of Jared Bowen now at West Ham after quite a slow start to the game. Said only had 4 touches so far, Jared Bowen. So to say he hasn't been in the game is quite an understatement early on here. They're starting to target him more. And the last recent few moments, the game's still very much open. The next goal could come from either team. That's how open it is. Here's Moussa Niakate for Forest. Although both teams aren't accustomed to scoring a glut of goals this season. West Ham more likely. They've scored 19 goals. That's including that one here this afternoon in 12 games. Forest 12 goals this season. Gibbs White trying to cross it. Headed back by Sofal to his keeper, Alphonse Areola. Well, where have Fulham gone? You know, it's tough for them. They trail Aston Villa by a goal to nil at Villa Park through an own goal. Unfortunate, some would say, of course. Own goals are never something that is meant in a game. Certainly unfortunate, but at the same time, that will be Fulham's 6th defeat in 12 games if they do lose Villa Park this afternoon. And they will sit 16th. They will go below Nottingham Forest in the Premier League table. They've only scored 9 goals this season, Fulham. Really struggling in attack. And really struggling to pick up results. Fulham haven't won in the Premier League since Sheffield United, which was, 3 games to be fair. But still, not the form that I'm sure Marco Silva would want. Anyway, David Moyes will be happy with his side's performance. They haven't been in the most best recent form. West Ham in the league, as I mentioned. If they win this afternoon, it'll be their first league win since the 30th of September, when they beat Sheffield United 2-0 here at the London Stadium. Since then, they've drawn with Newcastle, lost away to Villa, lost at home to Everton, and lost away to Brentford in the league in the last couple of games since that Sheffield United win. "31.5 minutes gone. West Ham 1, Forest 0. Here's Mangala. Forest have still had half chances, really. The best chance was, of course, that Awoniyi header. It was saved by Areola. Since then, they've just had minimal chances. Here's Morgan Gibbs-White, though. Sangare to Mangala. Toffolo. Pressure building a bit more here, Forest. They're all inside the West Ham half. Murillo out wide to find Aina. Infield to Gibbs-White in space. Gibbs-White chips it over the defence. Battling in there was Dominguez, and well defended by West Ham. Kudus helping out as well, and Areola with the clearance. Goes long. Alphonse Areola. West Ham have it back with Sofal. Now Kudus trying to drive forward and pulled back there by Ibrahim Sangare. That will be a free kick to West Ham. Whether it will be a yellow card, I'm not too sure. I think the Junior Price wants it to be a yellow. It is stopping an attack, a breakaway attack. Surely that is a yellow card. But so far, nothing doing. And that yellow card for Ibrahim Sangare, if he got it, he hasn't received a yellow, but if he did, he would miss the next game. For Forest, that would be his 5th yellow card of the season, which would rule him out for Brighton at home after the international break on the 25th of November. Zuma's ball is intercepted, but no one really to go to there for Forest, and won back quite easily by Alvarez. Finds Ward-Prowse, trying to lift it over the top for Bowen, but covering was Niakate and headed it back to Vlachodimos for Nottingham Forest. Here is Murillo for the visitors. Niakate just battling around, looking for the spaces. Forest, they're going long this time, trying to find the run of Alanga up against Sofal. A nice ball. Alanga on the left hand side, close to the byline, and hits it off Sofal, and will win Forest a corner. Just see the ball again. It's tight for an offside there, that. Sofal was the last man. Whether Alanga was in front of him, that doesn't matter now, because that phase of play is completed. And there was no flag, so corner Forest on the left. And Gibbs White will take this corner, of course. The main set piece taker for Nottingham Forest. Will be similar to the first one. Right footed, right deep on the keeper. Areola flaps at it, gets it away. Dominguez keeps it alive. Gibbs White on the left. Right footed cross in. Headed clear by Socek, sorry. Oh, pressure. Oh, pressure, I think, was on Dominguez there. Under pressure, I think it was Toffolo actually. Dominguez almost causing his own problems again. And Vlachodimos has to clear it long. Pressure from West Ham there on the counter. There'll be another free kick that way though for West Ham. Foul on Kurt Zuma when he went up to win the ball. So Forest have given away another free kick. And Wonyi, that was the one that committed that foul on Kurt Zuma according to the referee, Michael Salisbury. So Zuma to take this free kick. We'll go short to Ward Price, and they're just going to play it around here, West Ham. They're not going to go for the long range one. All the way back to their keeper. Kudus finds Sofal down the right. Sofal tries to get forward and hits it off Harry Toffolo, and will be a West Ham throw-in. VAR this afternoon is Peter Banks here at the London Stadium. Oh, well, not at the London Stadium, but for this game at the London Stadium. Interestingly enough, if anyone's ever so interested in the name of the VAR, as long as they get their job right, that's all we really care about. A long throw here for West Ham to take. Vladimir Sofal on the right hand side in a good area. Sofal taking his time, trying to spot out a West Ham player, throws it long. Loads of Forest bodies who get it cleared. Alvarez to recycle the ball. Aguirre switches it out to the left, intercepted by Aina. First time header finds Gibbs White, trying to flick past his marker. They do just about there, Forest, and then Gibbs White tries to flick it back to his teammate there and giving it away. And now Kudus has found a bit of space to break into. Kudus finds it forward to Bowen. Bowen on the left. Blocked off by Aina momentarily. And Gibbs White on the cover clears it away. Strike from distance though from Edson Alvarez. It was not too far wide. It had Vlachodimos kind of rooted to the spot. Wasn't expecting that one to come. Luckily from a Forest point of view, it was not on target. I believe there has been another goal at Anfield. I'm just trying to see what happens. No, we're not at that point yet. We'll tell you about it in a moment. I'm just not even going to mention it yet. I mean, the ball's been in net 3 times at Anfield, and I'm still not sure whether we're going to get the goal given. It's been ruled out that many times this afternoon. We will see what happens. In the meantime, West Ham have the ball here with Edson Alvarez, who's just taken out there by Forest player in Sangari, I believe. That will be free kick. I believe the goal's been given. Has it? I'll just see the replay of the goal. So it's Jota loses out in possession. Johan Vesa on the break. Matip steps in and wins it back. Soboslai finds Alexander-Arnold. Plays a lovely ball to find Nunez. Flicks it on for Salah. Salah with a finish. It's a lovely build-up from Liverpool. That's beautiful. The flag stays down on the field. VAR were just double-checking it. And it is ratified by VAR. So the goal is given. Mohamed Salah scoring for Liverpool. 3rd time's a charm for the Reds this afternoon. Who lead at Brentford by a goal to nil after having the ball in the net for the third time. Twice from Darwin Núñez, once from Mo Salah, and only one counts, and it's Mo Salah, the goal-scoring king for Liverpool at the moment, as on the score sheet at Anfield again. All started with Joel Matip stepping in, winning the ball back for Liverpool, and it's just beautiful from Darwin Núñez, the reverse flick to find Salah running through, and Salah, there's only going to be one outcome there. Very unlikely that he's ever going to miss. It's a tight angle. It's a good finish. But Liverpool lead 1-0. So all the home sides here this afternoon, Villa, Brighton, Liverpool and West Ham, all lead by 1-0. Forest with a throw in from the left. Not really dealt with properly, Forest. Not taken down nicely. Kudus wins it back. Aguerd. Down the left is Emerson. Wanted to go down the line, but was told to come in. Failed to Paquetá, and back on the ball is Emerson in the middle. Ward-Prowse. Zuma on the halfway line. Out right to Sofal. Overlap was Kudus. Nice run to the byline. Up against Toffolo. Kudus on the right hand side. Mohamed Kudus trying to find a ball through. Whips it right across. Back to Alvarez. Now Ward-Prowse. Back out wide to Kudus. Quick football from West Ham. Keeping Forest on their toes defensively, and Toffolo does incredibly well there. Really, really well from Harry Toffolo. Stops Kudus and then hits the ball off Alvarez to win his side a throw-in. It's lovely that from Forest defensively. Well, they were quite comfortably beaten here last season, Forest. Their first trip to the London Stadium in 11 years last season. And that was a 4-0 win for West Ham on that day. Massive win for them. Forest couldn't get a goal for the life of them. All the goals coming inside the last 20 minutes of the game for West Ham. A real glut of goals in the last 20 minutes of that one, but they've beaten Forest at their own game here this afternoon of scoring early on and just staying competitive, really. It's been a scrappy game. It's not been the highest quality game, but I mean, let's be real. West Ham, Nottingham Forest, we're not expecting Barcelona, Real Madrid type levels here. So foul on the overlap there for West Ham. His cross is too deep. And that will be behind for a goal kick. It's just gone a bit kind of, well, for want of a better word, just flat. The atmosphere's gone. There's just very little going on, both on and off the pitch here. Which is interesting enough. We have a second goal at Villa Park. And it's only gone from bad to worse for Marco Silva and Fulham. And they're now 2-0 down against Villa at Villa Park this afternoon. John McGinn with the goal on the 42nd minute to put Villa 2 up. Fulham have had no shots so far. They have been offered nothing in attack this afternoon at Fulham. And Villa have taken their opportunities when they've come, and they lead by 2-0. Maybe that will be a concertina effect. With Villa now leading 2-0, maybe Brighton, Liverpool and West Ham will all double their leads. Or will it be a bit more complicated than that, I would say. It always seems to be. Here's Kudus. All the way back to Zuma. Zuma with a long ball. Nicely taken down there by Murillo. Mangala. Nice Sangare. Real lack of invention, really, in this game at the moment. Forest give it away. Kudus. Ward-Prowse. Alvarez has to go back to Zuma. Zuma switching it out. That's a poor ball. Just kept in by Emerson. 90 seconds of the 45 to go. West Ham 1, Forest 0. Long ball through the middle. Kudus. Oh, a shove there. Oh, they've given it away here. Sangare, and now Gibbs-White is through. Here's Morgan Gibbs-White. Big save and flicked in by Awoniyi. From absolutely nowhere, from a game that was dead and buried in what was no atmosphere, no tempo. And Forest from nowhere just score an equalising goal. It's scrappy is what the game's been, and that is probably a scrappy goal too. It's a lovely ball through the middle by Sangare. Gibbs White takes this strike. It's not great from Areola, really. It all starts giveaway from Kudus. Won back nicely by Sangare. Spots the run of Gibbs White, who just breaks the defence. It's a lovely strike by Gibbs White. Just flicks it. Sees that Areola's diving to his right. And Areola just doesn't do well enough. Just kind of rebounds off Areola's save. Out to Awonyi, who can just flick it into the goal. Really, really poor from that from West Ham. But Forest will say they all count, and they don't care how they score. It's the fact that they have scored, and most crucially, before half-time. And Taiwo Awoniyi hasn't scored, well, before that one, hadn't scored since the 26th of August. He's now got his 4th of the season, and his first in over 3 months. Well, under 3 months, but still quite a distance, that. West Ham 1, Forest 1. There we go. We will have 3 additional minutes, so just on the verge of half-time, that goal. And we will have 3 additional minutes to play at the end of the half then. So not as simple. I told you it would never be that simple. It's Premier League football. Nothing's ever that easy. West Ham will have a free kick here, though. Well, that'll be disappointing for David Moyes. The fact that his side took an early lead and weren't really able to capitalise upon it. Since that goal, really, the game's not been massively entertaining. Forest have had that really good header from Awonyi that forced the save of Areola, and that was really all the massive amount of chances. But other than that, it's been quite scrappy. End to end, neither side really been able to keep sustained possession and really attack each other's defences as probably their respective managers would have wanted. But this kind of, the goal for Forest really changes the whole dynamic of this game now, with West Ham looking to kind of take a lead into half-time and come out a bit more inventive, a bit more energetic in the second half. It now been pegged back before half-time, and it's now Forest that will have the kind of the momentum going their way, getting a goal just before half-time. Still about 90 seconds to go with the 3 minutes added on. West Ham have the ball here. Well, it's been a pretty even game in terms of the stats. Forest have had 4 shots, West Ham have 3. Possessions around about 54-46 in West Ham's favour, so still quite a competitive game in that front. Neither side dominating the ball. And Forest have had more XG than West Ham so far in this first half. West Ham's XG is 0.35 to Forest 1.12. So on the chances that Forest have created, they should have a goal. On the chances that West Ham have created, they're actually lucky to have a goal on the balance of XG. But there we go. Here's Kudus, though, trying to retake West Ham's lead, but that one's cleared away quite simply by Forest, and they'll not want to give this up before half-time. You just need another kind of 15 seconds or so to hold on to a 1-1. Take it into half-time and see as a positive for the second half. As I mentioned, the momentum would be in their favour. And there is the half-time whistle for Michael Salisbury. A first half that has been pretty even. There's not been very much to split the two teams, and that's the way the scoreline sees it at half-time. Forest maybe have had more threatening attacking chances, but so far they will have the momentum going into the half, considering they scored so late on in the half and to equalise it. After West Ham had led for such a long period of time, over 40 minutes they led in the first half, West Ham. But at half-time at the London Stadium, it's West Ham United 1, Nottingham Forest 1. back to Premier League Live on this Sunday afternoon, where it is half-time at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Forest 1. Don't forget we've a WSL triple header next weekend. 3 games from the WSL during the international break. We start next Saturday, the 18th, 1:30 kick-off as Chelsea host Liverpool. Liverpool, who just got a draw out of Tottenham earlier this afternoon. Chelsea, who are leading Everton by 2-0 at the moment. In that one, then we head to on Sunday. We have a double header on Sunday. Brighton hosting Arsenal in that one. Followed up by the Manchester Derby as Manchester United host Manchester City. That's at 4:30 next Sunday. The triple header from the WSL. Right, so half-time from the Premier League games. 4 Premier League games kicking off at 2 o'clock this afternoon. All half-times. And these are the half-time scores. Aston Villa are leading Fulham by 2-0. Goals from an own goal from Anthony Robinson and John McGinn, the Villa captain, both scoring in that first half, having Villa 2-0 up. They also had a penalty ruled out by VAR, Aston Villa, earlier before those 2 goals. And that sees them 2-0 up at the break. In that one, Brighton leads Sheffield United by 1-0. They got an early goal at the Amex, Simon Adingra, with the only goal of that first 45 on the south coast, and the 6th minute for Brighton to put them 1-0 up. They've been dominant all the way through. Sheffield United have had a few half chances, but nothing on target yet. Sees them 1-0 down at the break. The same score at Anfield, where Liverpool have had the ball in the net 3 times in that first half. Twice from Darwin Núñez and once from Mohamed Salah, but both Darwin Núñez finishes were ruled out for offside. Mo Salah's was clearly onside. Darwin Núñez got the assist for that one. Liverpool leading by 1-0 in that one, and at half-time West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1 in that one. Let's have a look at the live table then for you, if we can get the table up. It's going to let me. With those games, don't forget we've Chelsea, Manchester City from Stamford Bridge, kicking off at 4:30 this afternoon. And let's have a look at the Premier League table as it stands then at the moment. This is where we stand in the Premier League. So this is the top 10. Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool all joint top at the moment, with Liverpool winning, and of Man City and Arsenal. Man City still yet to play. Arsenal winning yesterday home against Burnley. They're all on 27 points. Only goal difference separates those 3 at the moment. Spurs, who were beaten by Wolves yesterday, they dropped to 4th. Could drop as low as 5th this afternoon, if results go against them, I believe. So Tottenham beaten there yesterday against Wolves. They stay on 26. Villa are on 25 points at the moment, so they won't go above Tottenham this afternoon with a win. Brighton are also winning. They move up to 6th above Manchester United after Manchester United's win yesterday, but they go above them on goal difference. Brighton currently winning 1-0 at Sheffield United. Man United got their first win of probably a month or something yesterday against Luton. No, narrow 1-0 win. They're still a negative goal difference, which is quite remarkable. Newcastle were also beaten yesterday. They were beaten away at Bournemouth by 2-0. Eddie Howe going back to his old club and beaten there. They stay on 20 points, so the gap between the top 5 and the rest of the league is kind of slipping, with Villa and Liverpool both winning. They're opening that gap between the top 5 and the rest of the top 10. Brentford losing at the moment away at Liverpool. They stay in 9th, 16 points, and Chelsea, who play Man City later, are on 15 points in 10th. To the bottom half of the table, 11th to 20th then. West Ham currently drawing with Forest. A win would put them above both Chelsea and Brentford with results as it stands, but that draw as it stands keeps them in 11th. Wolves will jump are in 12th after that big win against Tottenham yesterday. Molineux, they're on 15 points alongside Crystal Palace, who were also beaten by Everton yesterday on 15. Everton, who are just behind Palace, on 14. Forest at the moment getting a draw. They will be also on 14. And Fulham currently losing. They would drop to 12. They would stay on 12 and would drop as low as 16th this afternoon. They would be at risk of being kind of sucked into that bottom 4 between Bournemouth, Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United. Well, of course, Bournemouth, the only team in the bottom four this weekend, getting a win. Of course, Sheffield United still losing away at Brighton at the break, but that could all turn around, but unlikely as it is. Bournemouth opening that gap to the bottom three. Right, don't forget, as I mentioned then, Chelsea against Manchester City kicks off at 4:30. We'll get the team news into the second half of West Ham Forest for you from that one. That kicks off at 4:30. The second half from the London Stadium is on the way very, very shortly. Welcome back to Premier League Live this Sunday afternoon. West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 1 at the break. We had 5 Premier League games yesterday in the Premier League. Wolves coming from 1-0 down at 2 goals in added time to beat Tottenham for the second successive time. Spurs beaten in the same week. Arsenal got a 3-1 win against Burnley. They were down to 10 men inside the last 7 minutes, but they were ready 3-1 up at that point. The result was done and dusted. Everton came back and beat Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park yesterday by 3 goals to 2. They were 2-0 up, or 2-2 before a late goal in the 86th minute from Idrissa Gueye to give Everton all 3 points, and then Manchester United winning 1-0 against Luton. Victor Lindelof, the unlikely scorer for Manchester United yesterday, before Bournemouth were victors over Newcastle as their former manager came to town in Eddie Howe and was beaten on the south coast at the Vitality by 2 Dominic Solanke goals. Half times in the 2 o'clockers: Villa 2-0 up, Brighton 1-0 up, and Liverpool all 1-0 up. With West Ham and Forest the only draw so far as it stands in the Premier League this weekend. Will it change in the second half, which is on the way in just a moment? Welcome back to Premier League Live this Sunday afternoon on LFS. The second half from the London Stadium is going to get underway any moment now, where West Ham were pegged back before half-time by Nottingham Forest. There might be some changes afoot here at the London Stadium this afternoon, coming up in just a moment. And this one, we'll be getting back underway around the Premier League grounds in a moment as well, around all the stadiums. And for the big second half, we'll keep it with everything that happens as we are back underway then at the London Stadium for the second half. The big change for Forest at half-time was Nicolas Dominguez, who committed the mistake in the first half to give Lucas Paquetá a chance at shooting to give West Ham their goal. He's been replaced by Danilo in midfield, so Steve Cooper clearly not happy with what he's seen from his midfielder so far, and has taken them out of the action. In the start of the second half, West Ham dominating the ball early on. Here's Mohamed Kudus. Has to go back to Kurt Zouma. And West Ham need to get the atmosphere back going here, get the crowd behind them. Forest had the momentum going into half-time, and they will feel the happier of the two teams at the break. Forest, they got back on level terms and looking to build on that and better it. Although Jared Bowen, lovely run through the middle. Emerson was there. Just got a save on it, Vlachodimos. It's a lovely burst of pace from Jared Bowen from the right-hand side. Beat 2 or 3 players in there. Toffolo and Mangala. Then trying to battle past Sangare. Just kind of flicked the ball across goal, and Emerson was there but couldn't get the connection on it, and Vlachodimos kind of scrambled his way towards it to make the save. Paquetá, West Ham starting with a spring in their step in the second half. Here's Bowen, strike from Kudus, takes a deflection corner. Really good start to the second half from West Ham. 2 chances, 2 shots early on, getting the crowd behind them. That's what they need to do. Start changing the tide of this game, turning the tide back in their favour. James Ward-Prowse loves a good set piece. He will go over to take this corner. Back on the way at Villa Park, and also at the Amex at the moment. The second half's on the way there. Ward-Prowse to take this corner for West Ham. They've got an option for the short corner too. He'll go long, right-footed, whipped into the box, headed clear by a Forest player. Kept alive by Emerson, who will deliver it in, and good strong goalkeeping from Odysseus Vlachodimos to save it, and will knock it long. Forest have two players up the pitch here. Awonyi finds Alanga, back to Awonyi. Now Alanga carrying it through into the box, finds Awonyi again. Awonyi! Just wide. Lovely link up between the two Forest forwards there. Anthony Alanga and Taiwo Awonyi. Should have been 2-1 Forest. Great vision from Vlachodimos to see that his two forwards had burst up the pitch. And it's great 1-2. Really perfect link up between these two. And the final pass from Alanga to Awonyi leaves them in a great bit of space to take the strike off. And he just doesn't connect with it the way he would have wanted. Allows him away. Here's Kudus though for West Ham to respond quickly. Kudus challenge there. The referee says no foul. Here's Emerson. Keeps the possession. Emerson breaking into space. Emerson just wide. Just wide of the right post. Well, 3 minutes so far and we've already had a good few shots. I think that's the fourth shot of the half so far. Probably about the same as we had in the first half, really. Emerson just breaks into a bit of space. Gets past his man and trying to find the bottom right corner. Uses his left. Just got the ball caught under and just narrowly wide, ever so slightly wide of that right hand post. Agonisingly wide for a West Ham point of view. Well, there we go. We're certainly more competitive in the second half so far. Lovely chest down by Paquetá from the Vlachodimos clearance. Here is Paquetá. Trying to flick it past Sangari, but gives it away. Gibbs White. Back to Aina. Out wide to Ibrahim Sangari. Mangala. Murillo linking up with Danilo. Back to Murillo. Now Toffolo. Down the left. Here's Alanga. There's better cohesion between the two teams. Awonyi finds Gibbs White. That's better. Here is Morgan Gibbs White. Finds Alanga on the right hand side this time. Anthony Alanga just stolen away from there. And there was Paquetá getting the ball back. Here's Mohamed Kudus. Finds Sofal on the halfway line. Trying to lift one forward for Bowen, but Forest will deal with that nicely. Here's Mangala. Sangari back to Mangala. The tempo's certainly increased from the first half to now the first 5 minutes of the second. It's been a lot more energetic. The tempo has been taken to another level from both teams, really. Both just trying to get that early clinical edge, that early opportunity to kind of sort it all out. And West Ham have a very bad differential between first half and second half. They had the second best defence in the first half for conceding goals, with the second worst in the second half. So they love to give away goals in the second half of games. West Ham conceded 16 in the second half of games this season, compared to that of only 5 in the first half. Here's Murillo. Finds Gibbs White. Danilo was trying to help out. Awonyi does help out. The referee's played advantage. Here's Aina with a flick in. Danilo was in there. Half cleared away by West Ham. Michael Salisbury did well. Waited for the attack to come to an end and allow the advantage for Nottingham Forest, which was very good officiating. Long ball over the top from West Ham. Niakate gives it back to his keeper, who calmly just gives it back to the Forest centre-back. Now back on the way at Anfield as well, by the way, I forgot to mention that. Underway for about 3.5 minutes or so at Anfield, so all the games back underway for the second 45s. Loose ball by Forest, picked up by Sofal. Kudus back to Sofal. Break down the right for West Ham. Up against Toffolo is Sofal, still going. Whips a cross in, and that's far too deep from Vladimir Sofal. Is it a deflection? It might have been. I think it is, because he's just given the thumbs up to the assistant on that side, and West Ham do have a corner. There was a slight deflection off a Forest player there, so it will be a West Ham corner. And James Ward-Prowse will head over to take, as he has done all afternoon. Ward-Prowse West Ham's third corner of the day. Ward-Prowse to take it again. Right-footed, whips it in. Headed clear by Forrest. I think it was Ibrahim Sangari was cleared that one, and the ball right back in from a West Ham player, straight into the hands of Vlachodimos. It was Emerson with the ball. Vlachodimos gives it out from the back again. Here's Alanga charging down that left-hand side. Anthony Alanga comes in field, takes the shot, deflected. Gibbs-White just over the bar from Morgan Gibbs-White. That's twice in this second half that Vlachodimos has spotted the free man on the run, trying to get a quick counter-attack. And Anthony Alanga's been up there twice causing issues. Just runs and runs and runs and just works his run closer and closer to the middle of the goal. Takes the strike on the edge and hits a West Ham player in the face. Bounces back out and Morgan Gibbs-White strikes a powerful one right over the bar. Narrowly over the bar, to be fair. But over the bar nonetheless for a goal kick. West Ham have it here. Kudus under pressure. Does well to keep the possession and finds Ward-Prowse. Now Bowen. Paquetá on the left. Comes infield there, Lucas Paquetá. Finds it through the middle. Souček finds Bowen. Bowen in the box. Has no room to take the shot off. Emerson helping out. Bowen. Both dragged to the left. Emerson trying to break past his man, and he was going to get past his man, and the referee's given a free kick here for West Ham and a yellow card for Moussa Niakate for the foul. Just see it again. Bowen gives it to Emerson. Emerson looks to take on two players, and Moussa Niakate and Morgan Gibbs-White both involved there. And Niakate just leaves one in on the left leg of Emerson there. So it will be a free kick to West Ham and a first booking of the season for Moussa Niakate. So 9.5 minutes gone in this second half, and it's already been much more exciting and much more dramatic than the first half alone. In terms of attacking football, it's been a lot better quality. So far, neither side have been able to get a second goal yet. Forest just trying to sort out their defensive areas. It's a free kick high on the left-hand side here for West Ham. James Ward-Prowse to take. He loves a good free kick goal, James Ward-Prowse. Right-footed. Just over the bar from James Ward-Prowse, and Vlachodimos might have got a touch on that one. Let's just see the replay. Right-footed from Ward-Prowse. Curls it towards goal, and yeah, it's just too high. Although it might have took a fingertip off Vlachodimos. It was going over the bar, but I think the Forest keeper did get a slight touch on that one. The officials have given a goal kick though. Danilo. Back to Murillo. All the way through, trying to find Alanga, but Sofal breaking that one apart. Ward-Prowse back for West Ham. West Ham have the possession in their own half here. James Ward-Prowse with space. Paquetá coming a bit deeper. Has to give it back to Aguirre. Across to his centre-back partner in Kurt Zuma. He will switch it back to the left to find Emerson, who chests it down. Infield to Paquetá, just inside the Forest half. Ward-Prowse pressured there, and he will get the free kick there, James Ward-Prowse, for a foul by Ibrahim Sangari. West Ham take the free kick long. Down the right-hand side, Kudus. Kudus looking for the cross. Bowen was there, but Forest had bodies back to clear it. And get it away, and it will run for a West Ham throw-in. Alvarez will take. Not looking to kind of slow the game down, either team. Looking to keep the tempo up and keep the attacking phases going. That's a lovely wide ball. Finds Kudus from the back from West Ham. Kudus left-footed crossing. Headed away again by Murillo. Aina trying to follow it up and does so. Felt there was a last touch of a West Ham player, and it was, according to the officials. So Forest will get the throw-in. Although from Lucas Paquetá's reaction and the reaction of the home crowd, it wasn't. Although Aina's just given it straight back to West Ham. Paquetá to Souček. So Czech trying to put the cross in, but trying to win a corner. It's actually stayed in, but that will go out for a West Ham throw, as it was just cleared away there, the last second. So Emerson to take this throw in for West Ham. Brought down by Paquetá. Running into two Forest players, but Emerson does keep it. And can't keep it in play though. Will be a Forest throw. So all the same around the grounds. Villa leading Fulham by 2-0, and Brighton and Liverpool still 1 up at home against their players. They are checking for a possible red card, VAR. I think it's on the Liverpool player Wataru Endo. We will see what comes there. I don't really know about that one. They're both going in for the ball, the two players there. I don't know about that one, but that's in the Liverpool game. We'll inform you if anything happens in that one. By the way, then, Forest will have a free kick here in this one. So all the score lines still the same from around the grounds. Free kick taken, and it goes long from Forest. Areola tries to palm it away. He just got lucky there. The West Ham player was there because he ran out of his own box and almost touched the ball outside the box. Got lucky there, did Areola. Paquetá just about keeping it. Kudus giving it away, though he was under pressure. Although he does win it back momentarily. But Forest will get the free kick from Kudus there, trying to challenge for the ball. And that'll be a yellow card for Mohamed Kudus as well. Michael Salisbury felt that there was just a bit too much from Kudus to try and win the ball back, and that will be a Forest free kick and a yellow card for the West Ham player. What I can tell you from Anfield is that there has been no red card. We'll just see the replay. So Endo takes a heavy touch, and both him and Christian Norgard are going for the ball, and it seems like there's just a slight follow through from Wataru Endo. Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, is not happy that there was no red card given, but that was the VAR decision, so no red card. Liverpool stay with 11 men. They've been brought down to 10 men 3 times. They see 3 red cards they've had this season at Liverpool. 3 straight red cards, that is. 4 times they've been down to either 10 or 9 men in a game this season, but they stay with 11 at Anfield this afternoon for the moment and lead by 1-0. Free kick from Forest, whipped in. Half cleared by Sufal. Kudus helping out and clearing that one all the way down. But Forest will win it back. Toffolo will have it here. 30 minutes to go. For West Ham 1, Forest 1. Forest looking bright. Both teams have looked a lot better in this second half than they were in the first half. Much sharper. Mangala. Sangare. Gibbs White with a flick. Beats the challenge. Danilo tries to get forward but gives it away. And now Paquetá has space. Finds Bowen. Has 2 men to beat here. Jared Bowen battling with Murillo. The referee says no foul. Jared Bowen doing his nut there. Thought it was a free kick for a foul on Murillo. Foul by Murillo, sorry, on him. And it's getting boos from around the London Stadium, that decision. Jared Bowen is incensed by that one. Just say it again. Bowen breaks for the ball and Murillo is pulling and gripping at him. I mean, it's not a clear and obvious one. It's not clearly, but he is pulling him back slightly. It should have been a free kick at the very least. And now Forest have come away with the ball. Here's Danilo. Alanga down the left. Battling with Edson Alvarez, and he wins it back. Kudus picking up the loose ball. Mangala has it, but Kudus will get the free kick for that foul by Harry Toffolo. And that will be a free kick to West Ham, which gets a wry cheer from around the London Stadium after that decision. Although the free kick's been given straight back to Forest. And they will get another free kick here, Nottingham Forest. With that challenge. It's got a bit frantic at the moment, this game. It's gone a bit crazy. Quite a lot of free kicks in the last few moments. Michael Salisbury needs to maintain the control of this game. Can't keep giving free kicks for nothing. Needs to just maintain composure. I'm trying to figure out in my head what a frantic, who would a frantic game benefit more, and I actually don't know, because both teams would enjoy a frantic game. You know, both teams love a good bit of counter-attacking football this season, especially as Forest come forward. Here's Ola Aina down the right-hand side, flicks a ball in, lovely, lovely finish, and it's Anthony Elanga. He's been a real threat for Forest for the whole of the second half. And Ola Aina's cross right into the box. No West Ham pressure. And Anthony Elanga comes onto it and slots it into the right corner. They've turned the tables on its head here, Nottingham Forest, from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. And it's Anthony Elanga who's put Forest ahead. He takes his shirt off, so he will get a yellow card, of course, but surely it's passion from Anthony Elanga. It all comes from a breakaway. Just Forest breaking down the right-hand side. It's Ola Aina picks up from Sangare's ball and just takes his man on Emerson. No contact, kind of no pressure from West Ham defensively. They're just too casual. Ola Aina with a lovely ball into the box, but West Ham should do so much better. They get nowhere near it. There's about 5-6 West Ham players it goes through, and just Anthony Elanga is the only man that can make a connection to it, and it's a fabulous finish past Alphonse Areola. Certainly not a scrappy goal, that one. Beautifully created by Nottingham Forest and beautifully finished. And that has put Forest ahead. They could be on for back-to-back wins in the Premier League. Who would have thought of that coming into these two fixtures last weekend? Well, there you go, that's how the Premier League works. And West Ham 1, Nottingham Forest 2. Anthony Elanga, of course, getting that confirmation of that yellow card for taking his shirt off, of course. So David Moyes will have something to think about here. He'll have quite a lot to think about, really, with his side now trailing. They have a corner, though. Maybe instant response from the Hammers. Cross whipped in, headed in! It is instant response, and it's Jared Bowen. From one end to the other. No sooner did Forest take the lead than West Ham have it back level. From a set piece, you would have no doubt West Ham love a set piece goal. And they've got a goal from a corner, and it's Jared Bowen to head it into the Forest net. And this game's come to right to life here. Fantastic. It's a lovely cross from James Ward-Prowse from the corner. A lot of battling going on, and Jared Bowen completely unmarked. I spoke about poor West Ham defending for the Forest goal. This is so poor from Forest. Free header from Jared Bowen running in the box and completely uncontested. And that's what happens when you're uncontested, especially against West Ham, who love a corner and love to score from a corner. And there you go. In the space of 2 minutes, we've had 2 goals, and 1 for each team. Spoke about before both goals how I don't know what a frantic game would do to either team, who it would benefit more. At the moment, it seems to be not splitting the two teams. It's been frantic, and both teams have got a goal in the space of 2 minutes. So we've more goals to tell you about from the other games at the moment. We've had a third goal at Villa Park. There's only one way that game's going, and it's Aston Villa with a third. And Liverpool have also scored a second at Anfield this afternoon. They lead Brentford by 2-0 at the moment. So Villa's third goal was scored by Ollie Watkins, and Mo Salah scored Liverpool's second of the afternoon. All 4 Liverpool goals have been checked by VAR this afternoon, and 2 of them given and 2 of them ruled out. It was just a check for the ball out of play. It's Kostas Tsimikas just about kept it in, crossing it into the box, chopping it back to Mo Salah, catches all of the Brentford players out, and Salah just heads it over the goal line for 2-0. There was a VAR check, and it was quickly given for Liverpool that it wasn't out of play. So 2-2 at the London Stadium, and this game is hanging in the balance Both sides looking for the 3 points. Both sides very capable of getting 3 points at the moment. But at the moment, as it stands, they will only share a point apiece. And we've still a full quarter of the game to go. Still only halfway through the second half, and it's been miles better than the first half. Much, much better than the first 45 minutes this second period. So far, goals do change games. With now West Ham, although it being level, West Ham have scored the last goal. Maybe that will give them the momentum, and it'll swing in their favour. Switch ball is headed back by Toffolo to his keeper, and Vlachodimos will just about keep that one in. Gets a cheer from the home crowd as he almost knocked it out of play for a corner, but he did keep it in there, Vlachodimos. Certainly not been the day for the defences here at the London Stadium, I have to say that much. Here's Kurt Zouma. And now, come on you Irons, is being screamed around the London Stadium by the 60,000 that are here in attendance. Around about 60,000, of course. This is what we were expecting from this game. That's what we wanted from this game. A frantic goal fest. And there was 4 goals scored in the last game at the London Stadium between these two, but West Ham had all 4 of them. They've been fairly split this afternoon, these two teams. Very little between them. Oh, mistake at the back! Hit the crossbar! What an opportunity for West Ham to take the lead again. It's a mistake from Forest at the back, and I think it was Thomas Soucek that was latched onto it, and he whacked it across the crossbar, and Vlachodimos with the save. But what an opportunity for West Ham. This is a ball through the middle, doesn't come off initially for West Ham, and Aina, trying to head it clear, heads it behind his own defence. Soucek making the run in behind, and takes the strike, which blasts off the crossbar. Lucky for Forest there. But now Alanga breaking down the left. Speeding past Sofal, but has 2 men to cover. And really good covering from Mohamed Kudus. Just about does enough. And West Ham will get the goal kick. This game has burst into life. All 3 players involved there on a yellow card. Sofal, Kudus and Alanga. All in that kind of frantic display there. Nothing more doing, of course. It's good defending from West Ham in the end. Coming an extra man back to help out defensively. Here is Forrest coming forward. Gibbs White with a hopeful ball to Danilo. Headed clear by Zouma. Soucek helping out West Ham to keep the possession. Kudus battling, loses the ball and gives away a free kick for a handball for Mohamed Kudus. 20 minutes plus additional time to go. West Ham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. 2 goals in each half so far. West Ham had such an opportunity to score a third, hit off the crossbar, and how unfortunate that is from their point of view. This game is so unpredictable, who knows? Forrest with a free kick, whipped into the box, headed clear by Alvarez. West Ham player goes down. Home crowd wanted a free kick, but referee said no, and Mangala battling loses out to Bowen. Bowen trying to carry the ball away. Helped out by Paquetá. Finds Alvarez. Now Bowen. Switching the ball out to Kudus. Kudus heads it nicely. Lovely control. Kudus. West Ham have bodies up the pitch. Ward Price now. Will strike from distance. 6 a deflection. Will be a West Ham corner. The game's really burst into life since these 2 goals have been scored. Chances at both ends. And Ward Price wanted to go for one from distance. It deflected off a Forest player in the box and will be a West Ham corner. Although Murillo has gone down again. He's holding his hamstring, which is not a good sign for Forest. How frantic this game is going at the moment, you know. It could be a very difficult last 18 minutes with one of their staunch defenders. He's played incredibly well this season in Murillo. Defensively for Forest, has been a real stalwart at the back, and looks like it might be a hamstring injury that will see his day ended. But we will wait and see. That will happen in just a moment. They're going to make a sub Forest, but corner for West Ham first, whipped in by Ward Price. Just about headed away. Kept alive for Bowen though, on the right hand side. Sofal plays it to Bowen. Bowen has the run here, chops back onto his left, takes the strike. And Sangare was battling. Man goes down in the box there for Forest. A bit of a scramble. No one can get it away. And just about Paqueta's shot is cleared away in the end. There was a slight penalty shout there from West Ham. I think VAR did have a quick look at it, but said there was nothing to do. Peter Banks, so we will play on as Forest have the ball up the pitch here. Trying to feed it through to Danilo there, but that's a bit optimistic. Although, battling with Alvarez. Alvarez goes long. Clears it up the pitch. Forest will have it back. Still time to go. 16 minutes plus additional time to go. Mangala. Here's Gibbs-White. Cross from Gibbs-White, deep to the back post. Alanga was there, just over the head of the Forest winger. And here's Kudus to pick it up for West Ham. Zuma with a clearance. Up the pitch. Header came off Sofal, headed down the pitch by West Ham or by Forest. Paqueta battling, keeps the ball. Here's Alvarez. We have a goal at the Amex, and it's all happening at the Amex at the moment. We'll update you on what's happening there in a second. Here's Ward Price. Alvarez. Actually, we have another goal at Villa Park as well. We'll tell you about that in a second. Here's Kudus. Don't want to leave this game in case something happens. Here's Bowen. Trying to find Kudus. It does work its way through, but Forest deal with it in the end, and there's a foul on Morgan Gibbs-White there. Will give Forest a free kick. With goals at Villa Park. Goal for Fulham. They've got one back against Villa, but it was 3-1 going into the last 20 minutes there. Raul Jimenez with the goal for Fulham, their 10th goal of the season. Brighton have also been pegged back. They've been pegged back to a leveller by Sheffield United, who are bottom of the table. Adam Webster on an own goal. That is just moments after Mahmoud Dahoud has been sent off. Straight red card for Brighton there. So they're down to 10 and now back level are Sheffield United. So they will feel they could get something at the Amex. Sheffield United, they are currently getting something at 1-1. Liverpool still leading Brentford by 2-0, both by Mohamed Salah. Quite a dramatic game there. And 2-2 here at the London Stadium. Substitutions are afoot here. Forest making the two of them, I believe. A double change for Forest. Murillo has not left the field of play, from what I could see. Or he has. Maybe that's a triple substitution. It is a triple substitution. So Murillo has left the field. Awonyi and Aina joining him. And the replacements are Willy Bolly, Chris Wood and Serge Aurier. So changes at all three parts of the pitch. An attack in midfield and in defence for Steve Cooper. Bolly taking up that defensive role. Aurier will jump into defence in replacement of Ola Aina. And of course, Taiwo Awonyi going off. He was replaced by Chris Wood. So a triple change for Forest there. Which might, from their point of view, give them a bit more to work off of in attacking areas. And a bit of fresh legs to help them out at both ends of the pitch, really. Trying to help them see a winner here. Oh, Chris Wood pressing. Putting Aguirre under pressure. Has to go wide for Zuma. Zuma goes long this time. Under pressure, that's what fresh legs can give you. Flick on there from, I think that was Ward Price and Bowen. And Jared Bowen, his reactions are incredible. He's not been given the throw in here, and he cannot believe it. His reactions are top class. Incredible. We have more drama And we have more goals to tell you about. Another goal at Anfield, and it's a third for Liverpool. It's quite a good goal from Diogo Jota to give Liverpool a third goal. His record of scoring in Liverpool games, when scoring in Liverpool games, they haven't lost. That ended in the week in their defeat to Toulouse, Liverpool. But he's back on the score sheet this afternoon, and with 3-0 up, with around 16 minutes to go, surely there's very little for Brentford to get out of that one. Just see the replay of it. Kostas Tsimikas cuts it back to Jota. Jota on the edge. Steps in field, right-footed. Oh, what a finish. Beautiful finish by Diogo Jota there to give Liverpool a 3-goal lead. At the moment in that one, either of these sides will be hoping for a third goal. At the moment, that would be a winner if they could hold on defensively as well. At 2-2 it is at the moment with around 12 minutes to go. Luke says, I hope it's a draw or a loss for West Ham because I'm a Chelsea fan and West Ham and Chelsea were rivals one time. So I hope West Ham draw or lose. Well, let's wait and see. Luke, at the moment they are going to draw as it stands at 2-2, but still a bit of time to go, and with the way goals have been scored in this game, you never know what can happen. West Ham are going to make changes. They're going to make a change. Edson Alvarez is being replaced. He's being replaced by Michael Antonio, so an extra attacker for West Ham coming on. So both teams certainly seem to be going for the win here. We have team news from the game between Chelsea and Man City. That is our last game of the weekend. What a game to finish the weekend off. This weekend, Chelsea against Manchester City. We'll get team news when we have a break and play, because I do not want to talk over this game because it is so dramatic. Anything can happen at any moment. Chris Wood wins it back for Forest. Sangare to Mangala. Forest coming forward here. Here's Niakate, who switched over to the left-hand side of defence when Willy Bolly has come on. Since Willy Bolly has come on. Here's Serge Aurier, another one of the substitutes. Down the right-hand side for Forest. Just playing around here, Forest, inside their own half. Toffolo down the line to Alanga. Nice link up with Danilo. Here is Danilo trying to find Alanga. Alanga is through here. Slips there. Does keep it alive. But Sofal will recover the ball. That slip allowing West Ham to deal with that defensively. And Vladimir Sofal clears his lines. The clearance from Niakate is won back by West Ham again. West Ham fans wanted a quick counter, but back with their defence. West Ham. 10 minutes then to go. 2-2 here at the London Stadium. The result, an outcome hangs in the balance. Will there be a winner late on in this one? The Premier League loves late goals. We've had quite a few late winners this season already. Clearance from Forest is won back by West Ham. And here's Paquetá. Finds Kudus there. Just cleared away. Bowen keeps it alive. Bowen into the box. Paquetá trying to flick it back, but no one there. But Forest players to clear it. First header won by Sofal, but that's given away to Forest. And Chris Wood battling Zuma. And fouling Kurt Zuma there, Chris Wood. And that'll be a West Ham free kick. So don't forget Chelsea against Manchester City to come. Let's tell you the team news then. Chelsea's team are as follows. Robert Sanchez in goal. Reece James the captain. Axel Disasi, Thiago Silva and Marc Cucurella make up the defence. The midfield of Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher. An attacking three of Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling and Nicholas Jackson, who scored a hat-trick against Spurs. Get to the Man City team news in a moment. James Ward-Prowse with a free kick. Right-footed, whipped it in. Headed on and just ahead of Jared Bowen there. It was Souček with a header, and Bowen was just slightly behind it. Well dealt with by Forest, who have gone long from the keeper again. Danilo on the right-hand side, trying to go long through the middle to find Wood, but Chris Wood's miles offside. What's he doing there? No idea. West Ham have it here. Here's Kudus. Finds Paquetá. They've got a lot of attackers on the field now, West Ham. Here's Emerson. Emerson trying to help out. Flicks it across the box. Kudus there battling. Kudus flicks it in. Still alive. Paquetá was there blocked. Emerson keeps it alive, and that's headed behind for the West Ham corner. Mangala this time. So let's just read you the City team news. Edison in goal, Kyle Walker, Ruben Dias, Manuel Akanji and Josko Vardiol in defence. Rodri, Bernardo Silva in midfield with an attacking four of Phil Foden, Julian Alvarez, Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland. That's the team news from Stamford Bridge. To tell you about, we have another goal from Villa Park that we'll tell you about in a moment after this corner for West Ham. It's a goal for Fulham. They are 3-2. Back into that one, Fulham. Maybe a late dramatic ending there. Corner from Ward-Prowse. Trying to catch him out in the front post, and Gibbs White had to head it behind for another corner. That goal from Fulham, by the way, was just scored the last second. I don't have a goal score at the moment, but it is 3-2 in that one. Although VAR are trying to check that, and they have checked it and given it. Or have they? No, they haven't. They've ruled it out. So 3-1 it is there at Villa Park. Corner from Ward-Prowse. Whipped in. Headed clear by Forrest. Ward-Prowse trying to keep it alive. Flicks it on from the rebound. Forrest trying to clear their lines. They do clear their lines. And now Emerson has to play it back to his keeper. So Fulham didn't get a second goal. They had the ball in the net, but it was ruled out for offside. So VAR getting involved in that one too. Ruling out quite a few goals this afternoon, VAR. Free kick there for West Ham. Paquetá fouled by Sangare. So it will be a free kick to the home side. Yeah, it just leans in on Lucas Paquetá there, did Ibrahim Sangare, and quite clearly a foul. No doubts about that. Forest haven't had a shot in the last 15 minutes. It's been all West Ham really in attacking areas. 4 shots, 1 on target. The Forest none. And James Ward-Prowse has another free kick. Right-footed delivery. Right the way through, bouncing on. What a save by Vlachodimos. Down to the ground and palms it over the bar. It was Thomas Souček again. Ward-Prowse with a lovely delivery. And it's headed down. It's a kind of a diving header from Thomas Souček towards the ground. Vlachodimos gets down in record time and palms it over the bar. Fantastic reflex save from Odysseus Vlachodimos. And now West Ham have a corner. Right-footed delivery, whipped in, out swinging, bouncing around, and Vlachodimos does grab it at the second time of asking, but a bit frantic there for a moment. Oh, goodness me, we need to breathe here. It's just poor. The corner's whipped in, and Forrest has so many bodies there, but not a single one of them could get a head on it, and it just dropped in the box. Luckily, Vlachodimos was quick to it and got the catch on it for a Forrest defending point of view. It's got a bit frantic, a bit kind of crazy as to this game so far in these last probably 5-10 minutes. Well, one back by Bowen. Paquetá's ball was just overhit, and that clearance from Forrest will go all the way back to Areola. And now Ibrahim Sangare has gone down here, holding the back of his leg, which gets the boos from around the London Stadium. Not happy with him. Just see it. Yeah, I mean, it is a challenge from Bowen to win the ball back, but there's nothing in that really. I mean, the referee stopped the game for no apparent reason. They don't have to stop the game unless it's a head injury. The game doesn't need to be stopped. So why the referee has stopped it is quite baffling, really, to be fair. Zuma with a long ball trying to find Paquetá, headed back by a Forest player. Emerson will pick it up. Ward-Prowse. Cross to Zuma. Nice Souček. Souček's ball is a bit wayward. Will run out for a Forest throw. Still 3.5 minutes plus additional time to go. West Ham 2, Forest 2. And David Moyes looks the most furious person inside London Stadium at the moment. He is fuming at the moment with his side. Not happy with this result, surely. Although, here's Paquetá, finds Bowen. Bowen trying to find Antonio, and was a deflection, and will be a West Ham corner. He might not be happy with his side's overall performance, David Moyes, but they still have that bursting pace and that real threat in attack. So many good quality players in Paquetá, Bowen, Kudus and Antonio that can all still score to find that winner. There's still time. Still quite a lot of time to go for a winner to be found here. Ward-Prowse with a delivery. Headed on and in! And it's Thomas Souček. He's had 2 big headers saved, but at the 3rd time of asking, he's put it into the net. And West Ham seemingly have won it late on. From 2-1 down to 3-2 up. Thomas Souček. And it might be more terrible kind of defending from Forest. It looks like it's another free header. The equaliser from Jared Bowen for West Ham was a free header from a corner. And this one looks like it might be the same. Although there's a player down for West Ham now. If Aguirre's had an issue here, but that will not stop the goal from being given. Just see a replay, although VAR might check it. We'll see the replay. So Ward-Prowse with a lovely delivery again. Souček just battling, throwing himself at the ball. He kind of dives over his own player. And Jared Bowen to get to the ball there, Thomas Souček. Completely unmarked. Heads it into the far bottom left corner. And David Moyes has a wry smile now. From looking like the most furious man inside the London Stadium to now being probably the happiest inside the London Stadium. Thomas Souček. Although, I think there's a VAR check ongoing. I don't know what for though, but they all love to check the goals. Every goal is of course checked. But I think this one will stand. Although Nayef Aguirre is in pain and still receiving treatment on the pitch. Since that ball went into the back of the net there, Nayef Aguirre, so he is still down. Still receiving treatment here by the West Ham physios. And that will allow David Moyes to give his side a few pointers tactically as we enter the last 30 seconds of the allocated 90 minutes. Well, there you go. Forest are going to make another change. Sangare coming off and Divock Origi coming on. He's knows himself, is known for late goals, Divock Origi, and late kind of important goals. That was for his former club Liverpool, but maybe the former Liverpool youth manager Steve Cooper can get something out of him to give them a point out of this one. It's been so evenly matched this game, but I'm sure Forest would want a point at the very least out of this one and would feel that they probably deserve a point at least. Well, they will have 7 added minutes to try and find that late equaliser. We had 2 dramatic late goals to change the result at Molineux yesterday. Will we have 2 late goals to really change the result here? All we need is 1 goal to change the result. So tight, 3-2. And West Ham will not take any risks now. They will just try and manage the game, see it out if they have possession of it. Just waste as much time as possible. There's something happening at Brighton. I will tell you if anything happens there, but at the moment it's still 1-1. Brighton down to 10. Sheffield United 1-1 in that one. Forest with a throw in. Niakate goes long. Flicked on in the box. Headed away by Zuma, but only behind for a Forest corner. Into the 92nd minute. Still around about 5.5 minutes to go of the added time. And Morgan Gibbs-White will have a set piece to deliver here. The last 2 goals have been from set pieces, both West Ham goals, but Forest will want to score from a set piece to level it. Gibbs-White, right-footed, delivers it right into the box to the back post, bouncing down, and Zuma clears it away. It was Origi that got the touch from Forest, and now West Ham are on the break. Look at the amount of numbers that West Ham are flying up the pitch. Paquetá, his ball looking to find Antonio was intercepted, and now Gibbs-White on the other end. Alanga. Wide on the left-hand side, Anthony Alanga. And Sofal puts that one out for the throw-in. Taking no risks. Just getting the ball away. But West Ham had fired lots of bodies up the pitch there on the counter, because they knew Forest had committed so many into the box for that corner. As they have to now, Forest. That's what they need to be careful of. If they're going to go for this, they have to just go all out with it now. If they concede a fourth, then that's just what happens. But you have to commit the bodies forward if you want to get something out of this game. Can you rescue a point in added time? Forest. Lovely cross by Toffolo, brought down by Chris Wood. Origi! Big save by Areola for the corner. Divock Origi from the bench, trying to score a beautiful goal. Gets it on his wrong foot, kicks it from his right to his left, on the edge of the box, gets past Ward-Prowse and strikes beautifully right through it. Looked to be just bursting into the top of the net from Origi, but a lovely save by Areola gives it wide for the corner. Gibbs-White to take the corner. Right-footed again from Gibbs-White, whipped in, headed away that time by Paquetá. Danilo keeps it alive. Gibbs-White on the right-hand side. Tries to flick his way past and will give away a free kick there, West Ham. Paquetá this time. And that will be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. With half of the additional time to go. Don says, morning, will you be hosting American football today? Yes, we do have an American football game for you later this evening. Lions at the Chargers. That's coming up for you at 9:05 this evening UK time. We will have the stream available for you shortly after the Chelsea-Man City game. We just haven't had the stream set up, but yes, we will have one game from the NFL coming for you tonight. West Ham are going to make another change, a defensive change this time. Kudus coming off and Ogbonna coming on, so an extra defender to try and help them see out this 3-2 victory. This 3-2 lead that they want to turn into a victory. Morgan Gibbs-White to take this free kick for Forest. Right-footed. Whips it in deep. Areola with a simple enough catch. Far too deep there from Gibbs-White. And simple enough catch from the West Ham keeper. Well, fair play to David Moyes committing bodies. Real good tactical nous from him. When they were at 2-2, had to bring an extra body on to try and win it. And they did get the lead. And now bringing an extra body on defensively to change the dynamics and help them out defensively to hold on to that 3-2 lead. Not long after, Forest had a very good chance to level it. Now the advantage has been played from Forest here. Origi trying to carry it forward. The last touch is off a West Ham player, so it will be a Forest throw. All the games into added time around the Premier League. Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1, Brighton 1-1 with Sheffield United. Brighton down to 10. Liverpool 3-0 up against Brentford, and West Ham 3, Forest 2. All in added time at the moment. That cross from Forest will run out of play for a West Ham throw this time. So that's a disappointing end to that. But there's still about a minute to go. West Ham will want to waste as much of that minute as possible to see out this victory. See out this lead to get a massive 3 points for David Moyes' team. A first win in the Premier League since the 30th of September here against Sheffield United. This will be... We've only had one domestic win since then. That was in the Cup. Against Arsenal. They've had poor form since, but this will be a massive win if they can get it here, West Ham. Forest will have a throw in. Niakate goes long. Headed away by Souček. Paquetá battling Danilo. No foul, says the referee. And West Ham have 4 forward here. So many options. Taken down by Ward-Prowse to finish it. Blocked. Antonio coming in. Mangala steals it away. He was fouled. Free kick Forest. Maybe one last opportunity. This free kick for Forest could be it. Full time at the Amex. Brighton 1, Sheffield United 1. So 10-man Brighton held on to a 1-1 draw. Sheffield United get a point away from home for the first time this season. Last chance, Flacademos for Forest. Goes long. This is their last opportunity. Flicked on. Kept alive near Kate. Wood trying to keep it alive. West Ham clear the lines just about. Wood is still chasing it. Slides down. No foul. Antonio running through. The flag stays down for the moment. The flag goes up eventually though. And we played the 7 added minutes. Will the referee add any more on? Paquetá trying to claim that he didn't hear the whistle go. West Ham are going to make a final substitution. Coming off is Lucas Paquetá and replaced by Cresswell. So another defender on. We played over the 7 added minutes. He's screaming at someone there, David Moyes. It might be screaming at the referee for to end the game. We've played 8 minutes. West Ham making the substitution might give us an extra 20-30 seconds. An extra 20-30 seconds for Forest to maybe whip a ball in from that free kick. A chance. One last opportunity. Flacademos with a long one. Flicked on by the player. Into the box for Toffolo. Cleared away by West Ham. Still alive. Aurier. Now Toffolo delivers it in. Aurier battling. Cleared away. West Ham has so many bodies in there. Flicked on by Bolly. Cleared away by West Ham again. And they have. That's the final whistle. About time, says David Moyes, I'm sure. And West Ham are back to winning ways in the Premier League. It has taken them over a month to do it. They didn't get a single Premier League win in the month of October. But they have their first one since the 30th of September. And in the most dramatic of fashions against Nottingham Forest. It was Thomas Soucek to win it in the 88th minute from a corner. Forest had led the game at one point in the game, coming from 1-0 down to lead 2-1. And then West Ham came back and said, there's another twist in the tale. They got 2 back-to-back goals, West Ham, to seal the 3 points. A massive 3 points for David Moyes' West Ham. That brings them up to 9th in the Premier League table. Forest stay in 15th, just 7 points clear of the relegation zone and a point above Fulham in the Premier League. That is the final score from the London Stadium. West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2. Let's just bring you up to date with the final scores then from around the Premier League grounds. All completed. These are the final results. Villa beat Fulham by 3-1. In that one, Brighton, 10-man Brighton, held on to a 1-1 draw at home against Sheffield United. Sheffield United's first away point of the season. Their only points this season have come at home. And they were able to see out a draw there. For Liverpool, 3-0 winners. Comfortable day for the Reds at Anfield after defeat in the Europa League in the week. They're back to winning ways and another clean sheet for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool to win 3-0. They go joint top of the Premier League alongside Man City and Arsenal. They go above Arsenal on goal difference and behind City on goal difference there. Liverpool and West Ham 3, Nottingham Forest 2. We have one more game to come, which is Chelsea Man City. And join us in around about 25 minutes as we get ready for kick-off there at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea Man City on the way very shortly.